Hello everybody and welcome to the On-Wine Fair, the first Italian wines virtual exhibition. On-Wine Fair is an international digital event where Italian winemakers share the unique features of their wines with importers, distributors and retailers in 122 countries in the world. The guest of today is Valentina Frignani of Le Morette. We are in the area of the Garda Lake in Veneto, in the north of Italy. In the next 15 minutes, you will learn more about the winery and its incredible wines. During the webinar, you can download some documents that Le Morette wants to share with you, and you can also write your question in the live chat. And I remind you that if you would like to know more about the winery's proposal and talk directly to Valentina, you can book a one-to-one video call just by using the link you will find in the webinar confirmation email or on the On-Wine Fair official page. You can choose the date and time you prefer. Now it's time to start. Welcome, Valentina. You can start your presentation.
Hello, everybody. So thank you, Vanessa, for the introduction. I'm Valentina, and I'm here in Peschiera del Garda, in the winery Le Morette. I'm the export in charge here. And thank you for the opportunity. I'm very pleased to introduce my winery, Le Morette and Corte Volponi estate. Two different estates, one in Peschiera del Garda, where we are located and where I am now here, and the other one in Valpolicella. So let's start the PowerPoint presentation. There we go. So we are in Veneto region, and we are in the southern shore of Garda Lake, very close to Verona and also quite close to Venice, just to let you know where we are located. We are located in Italy. La Moretta. Why La Moretta? This is our brand, our logo and our name definitely, and this name is to emphasize the bond that we have with Mother Nature. So, and the passion we have for wines definitely, and for our territory. La Moretta is a mallard that used to be present in Garda Lake and in Frassino Lake, where we were born in 1960. So just to emphasize this bond, and just because our leitmotiv is stay in tune with nature, we decided to call with this valuable name. In this slide, you can find Gino Zenato. This gentleman is Gino Zenato, our founder. He founded Le Morette in 1960, and we started the business as vine nurses. So we used to be vine nurses, and we still are vine nurses. So definitely we were born here in Peschiera and along the Frassino Lake shore, very close to here. Le Morette are the most popular mallard living in Garda Lake, as I told you, and this is a beautiful image of this nice bird. And this is the family. So the family now, and Paolo and Fabio Zenato are running the business now. Paolo is in charge with the vine nursery business, and Fabio is the salesman. And they decided to start also this internationalization program, and we are exporting now in 25 countries. So I'm very proud to say that we are still doing very well in 25 countries, and we also want to do more for 2021. We are here in Veneto. I told you both of the estates are in Veneto. Lugana territory, Le Morette is in Peschiera, so we have about 40 hectares in the first territorial crew in Desenzano and San Benedetto di Lugana. Going east, and 10 years ago we decided to start this new project, Corte Volponi, I'm gonna show you some nice slides, some nice presentation also about Corte Volponi in later, and talking about red wines here in the Valpolicella Classico region. Okay, let's focus on the Lugana area, Lugana DOC. This appellation is in between Lombardy and Veneto, between the provinces of Brescia and Verona. So here we started the business, as I told you, and the most important fact about this territory is the soil. So this is very interesting to know that about 200 to 100,000 years ago, we used to have a glacier, and Garda Lake was a glacier. So with the activity of push and pull, you can see here, the Lugana wine area was born and surrounded by these morainic hills. You can see here in the slide. So now the soil is definitely clayey, a clayey soil with about 40% of white clay. And this is the X factor to give this kind of tanginess and acidity to our wines. So this is why the Lugana and our Turbiana grape, our indigenous grape here, is so acidic in notes and so mineral, so has this kind of traits also in wines. This is the Turbiana, the grape variety we have here. So another important stuff to say is the climate. Also, the climate is very good for our Turbiana. So we have a very mild climate, and we have Garda Lake here. So that means that we have also a not very high temperature range, very good breezes from the north, so is an amazing climate for the Turbiana grape. So sustainability, we are sustainable and we are applying sustainable principles in the vineyard. I'm gonna tell you something about our principle during the last part of the presentation. And we also gained for the 2020 the biodiversity certificate. So it's very important for me to let you know that we really do a very good pest management in the vineyard. So we don't use any pesticide and we don't use any insecticides, any chemicals. We also do sustainability in the cellar. So if you can see here at the top of the winery, you can see also the beauty of our environment, our landscape. On the top we have solar panels. So we exploit the solar energy. So with the photovoltaic system, we also definitely can exploit and save about the 90% of the energy. We also have very sustainable materials in the winery. The winery was built in 2013. And this is the underground cellar. Underground cellar about 8 meters underground. So in this way we can keep the same temperature, and it's important to keep the temperature for the aging of our white wines and our Turbiana. This is the selection we have for 100% Turbiana wines. Mandolara, single vineyard Benedictus, and Riserva. Benedictus, I want to spend just a couple of minutes for these 3 wines because are the most representative. Mandolara is our flagship wine, is aged and produced in steel tanks, so it's not only a wine in steel tanks, it's the quintessence of still tanks maturation, because actually it is we can find really the minerality of the Turbiana in. Benedictus is our cru, a single vineyard. We pick up the grape the 3rd decade of October, so it is definitely a late harvest. More sugar and more alcohol, more intensity, also because we have a fermentation and then a maturation in oak for about 6 months, so it's more complex and a very intriguing wine. About the last one, the Riserva, we produce only is a limited edition. We produce only the best vintages. It's our diamond wine. So Riserva di Lugana, we are in 12 producers in the Lugana DOC area to produce the Riserva, 2 years in bottle as a refinement, and also 25% of the fermentation in oak. So it's a very special one. We produce very few bottles. The rest of the selection, we have also Bardolino and Bardolino Chiaretto, because we have an estate in small estate. I'm talking about 4 hectares in the Lazzise and Bardolino, in the Bardolino DOC wine area. So we produce Bardolino and Bardolino Chiaretto made with Corvina, Rondinella and Molinara. Serai Bianco, Serai Rosso, blend IGT wines from the territory, and then the Perseo. Perseo is a kind of baby Amarone we are producing here. Sparkling wines, because Turbiana is very versatile, so we can also do sparkling with the Turbiana. Cepage and sparkling Metodo Classico 36 months on the yeast. I want to stress that we are still working as vine nurses. So we are doing the grafting techniques, and definitely we have in our DNA this this knowledge about the DNA of the indigenous grape varieties. For this reason, we decided to start this new project in 2010, so just some years ago. We decided to run 5 hectares in the Valpolicella wine area. So we used to sell our vines, okay, of Corvina, Corvinone, Rondinella, Molinara and Noseleta in Valpolicella. And now we are really proud to say we have our vineyards also there. And our vineyards are located in Negrar, in the Valpolicella Classical region. The philosophy, I want to stress, is the same that we are doing here in the estate in Lugana. So we want to keep the maximum respect for the territory and maximum respect for Mother Nature, and applying sustainable principle too. So just a couple of minutes about the Valpolicella Classical wine region. So Valpolicella is a land of red. It's very famous all over the world for red wines, specifically for the Amarone. I want to tell you something more. So the Valpolicella Classico is the historical wine region, and is the most vocated to produce excellent wines. We have definitely slopes, south-facing hills, so the best sun exposure for all the hills in Valpolicella, and Valpolicella is totally different compared to the Lugana wine area for different reasons. And this is the land of red for excellence in Veneto. First of all, the soil is totally different, even if we are very close. So Lugana and Valpolicella, you see, is the 2 wine areas are one close to the other. The soil is different and the climate is different. The soil here is definitely very calcareous. You can see in the slide, just because Valpolicella was part of the pre-Alps. So have been originated by the Alpino orogeny. So the soil is totally different. Is not clayey, but definitely very calcareous. So here we can have a very high structure and very good intensity for red wines. The pergola is our system of cultivation in Valpolicella, and the king and queen, respectively, of the Valpolicella wine area are Corvina and Corvinone. Indigenous grape varieties to produce Valpolicella, Ripasso, and Amarone e Recioto. Appassimento is the unique technique for the Amarone. And maybe you don't know that the appassimento, you do the appassimento, is a drying process in special warehouses called fruttaio. And here we do 100 days of appassimento, of drying process. So grapes are losing about 30% of the weight, and we have a concentration of sugar, polyphenols, of all the substances to give more power and structure and intensity and aroma to the wine at the end. Also the building up of the glycerin to give more smoothness. This is the range we have from the Valpolicella Fresh Classico to the Ripasso, second fermentation of the Valpolicella on the skins of Amarone, to the Amarone Classico and Amarone Riserva. Okay, so in this slide you can find all our social media connections. And thank you for your attention. Now I'm gonna let you see the video. This is a nice overview of the winery from above. So you can see how we are sustainable in this, and the beauty of the winery, first of all, how we are sustainable in the cellar. You can see the solar panels and photovoltaic system in the top. And yeah, you can also see how we are working in the vineyard. So sustainable principles are our pillar, our first pillar. So we are sustainable in different ways. First of all, we practice an integrated pest management. So we don't use pesticides at all. We don't use any chemicals, and yeah, so we have biodiversity, real biodiversity. So a lot of bees and a lot of insects, which is actually very healthy. And we are also producing our honey with in the vineyard too. So it's nice to tell that we are real sustainable principle based. We use only organic fertilizers. So I told you we have the biodiversity certification for 2020. And we do also just-in-time weather forecast monitoring. It is very important to keep also not to use fertilizer, to use organic fertilizers just in time, and also a drip irrigation program to avoid the waste of water in the vineyard. Definitely, we don't use any, I told you, any chemicals, and we are using the sexual confusion technique just to keep also the Tignoletta della Vite, this small insect, alive, and to avoid also, yes, this very small moth to be killed with the pesticides too. So what to tell you about more than what you are seeing with this video. So the video is you can really see the beauty we have here, and really do hope to see here soon, hopefully soon, at the winery, and to stay with you for a nice tasting.
Well, thank you, Valentina. It was really interesting. I would just like to close with a very quick question. So this has been a very strange year with the COVID and everything, but how was the harvest this year?
This is a good question, Vanessa. Thank you. So fortunately, fortunately, nature is going ahead and is just doing its own path. And this vintage has been a very good one. So 2020, I can proudly say that has been a good vintage. Definitely, we had a storm in July. But fortunately, this storm didn't affect our vineyards here in Lugano, and also the weather was very good in August and in the beginning of July during the Verizon. So I can say that 2020 was good. Also 2019 was very good. So we are out with the 2019 with the Benedictus, and we are waiting for the 2020 in January 2021 for the Mandolara. So I hope to see you here at the winery to taste the next vintage of all the range.
Well,
and
we are
2020 Mandolara ready in January.
Well, we're really looking forward to this, and hopefully we'll be out of any lockdown anytime soon. So thank you again.
I hope so.
So I hope you all enjoyed the webinar, and don't forget to book your one-to-one video call with Valentina. Thank you all for watching, and I see you at the next webinar of On-Wine Fair. And as we always say, viva il vino italiano. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Grazie. Ciao.
Vazon Group, the bridge between research and enology. We develop integrated, synergistic solutions to create new technologies, while always focusing on total wine quality improvement. Beginning with the concept of mild technology, our process philosophy for only creating subtle changes without altering the wine's original and natural characteristics. Throughout the years, we constantly expand and grow our portfolio of enological equipment and products, forever paying special attention to environmental sustainability and wine quality. In conjunction with the use of continually enhanced enological coadjuvants, we rely upon the creation and application of physical separation technique equipment, which we developed under the brand and company Juglas. 1988 Flotation. 1997 Tartaric stabilization by membrane. 2017 Bipolar membranes. A recent upgrade to the electrodialysis unit is the addition of brand new bipolar membranes for acidification and deacidification of musts and wines. Cationic or anionic membranes that enable the precise removal of ions in wine, directly impacting pH and preserving the wine's original organoleptic characteristics. Assisting winemakers around the world to create expressive wines with minimal but essential intervention, we indefinitely pursue the concept of precision enology.